Rev3 Games is back from PAX, and they've got a chance to check out the Wikipad, a new Android gaming tablet with a dockable control pad. But is it any good? Let's find out today on App Judgment.
This episode of App Judgment is brought to you by GoToMyPC. Welcome to App Judgment, your source for mobile app news and reviews. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Shannon Morse.
That's Shannon Morse. You know Shannon Morse. She's snubs on the tweet machines.
Snubs on the Twitter sphere.
And all over the Revision 3s. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You are kind of the perfect person to have on here because you're an Android hacker.
Am I?
That's your thing. Kinda.
Yeah, I kind of do the hacks. I like doing the firmware hacks and whatnot.
Sure.
But I heard that you went up to PAX and got to check out the Wikipad.
Yes.
So what is it? How does it work? Tell me.
So the Wikipad is an Android tablet that comes with this sort of dockable 3D gamepad controller. So it's a game controller with dual analogs. It's got shoulder buttons. It's got triggers. It's got like a D-pad and your 4 face buttons. It's really cool.
But it's just a tablet and you can take it out.
Yeah, and then when you pull it out, and it's just a regular tablet. And it's a good tablet. That's what's nice about it, is it's actually like a decent Android tablet as opposed to like some cheapy tablet that comes with this controller.
Yeah, that's true. I always kind of worry about that whenever I see it come with some funky little doohickey controller
Yeah,
thing.
it's like, I don't really want to pay for the accessory and then not get a good piece of hardware. But this is cool. And they implemented this controller, I think, in a really smart way, because it's not like, well, you should build something specifically for it, right?
Yeah.
You should build a game specifically for your controller that you expect it to be used with. But with this, it actually works with keyboard mapping.
Really?
So if you are an Android program that already accepts keyboard input,
so you can map it to the controls.
To anything you want.
Ooh, I like this. That
Right?
could be really, really fun.
So that means it works with a ton of apps that are already out there, and it also means that it works with a ton of emulators out there if you want to play legally acquired backup copies of video games that you own.
Right, of course. And I heard that the hardware specs are amazing. It has Android 4.1 Jelly Bean operating system, which is great. You know, it's the newest one on the market. 8 gigs of internal space, an SD card slot, and apparently up to 64 gigs of additional storage.
Which is great. I think that would be the first thing I bought if I got that. I would immediately get that card to throw in there.
Yep, I agree. Front and rear facing cameras, but those are still 2 megapixels and 8 megapixels.
I didn't talk to them very much about the specs on the cameras, so I don't know.
I read up on that online, and I was just like, those could be better.
They throw them on there because you have to have them on everything now.
Yeah, you kind of do. If you want to, gameplay around the iPad, you have to have a camera on there. HDMI, USB ports, of course, and then it also has a 10.1-inch touchscreen and a quad-core NVIDIA Tegra 3 processor.
Yeah, so that's nice.
Hey, NVIDIA, yes!
That's a good piece of gaming hardware.
Okay, so nice specs, but tell me about this whole PlayStation blessing thing.
Okay, so they are able to put the PlayStation Suite on the Wikipad. So initially, this was something that was only available on Sony mobile devices.
PlayStation Suite.
PlayStation Suite is basically a collection of classic PS1 games.
Ooh.
PlayStation Minis are going to be on there, stuff like that. And this was originally only on Xperia devices.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
Yeah, recently they announced like HTC is going to have stuff on there.
The Wikipad.
Wikipad is going to have stuff. So the Wikipad is kind of cool because instantaneously you've got a DualShock controller, right? Like plugged right into that thing.
Yeah.
So that's cool. They also have PlayStation Cloud on there, which used to be Gaikai, so that's like video game streaming service.
Ah, okay.
And nobody knows what Sony's going to do with it.
Yeah, I want to hear more about that right now. So is this going to be competing with the Vita at all, in any sense?
I feel like in a way. I feel like anything that has the PlayStation Suite on it kind of competes with the Vita.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel like people who are going to be interested in the PlayStation Suite are people who aren't going to necessarily want to buy a Vita, right? So if you have an Xperia phone and you can get like classic PS1 games on it, maybe that's good enough for you and you don't need the new stuff. But we have more to talk about in just a moment, including some of the games that I actually saw on this thing. But first, I wanted to thank our sponsor, GoToMyPC. You know, summer is over, you guys. Deal with it. It's time to get back into the work groove, but it can be challenging to be productive when you're juggling school schedules, your daily commute traffic, or business travel. And that is why I recommend GoToMyPC by Citrix. You'll have access to your entire office computer no matter where you are, even from your iPad or iPhone with the free GoToMyPC app. It is the missing link. It turns your mobile devices into your work computer. With GoToMyPC, you can work on any program, save, edit, send any file from anywhere. GoToMyPC is so convenient, reliable, and easy to use.
GoToMyPC. Well, how do you use it?
So my mother has a computer.
Oh, yes.
And my mother breaks her computer once a week. And she calls me once a week to fix her computer. And it used to be hours of like me trying to explain something to her that she didn't
Over
understand.
the phone.
Yeah, and then she's trying to explain something to me in the wrong way because she doesn't know. And now I just like, I get on my iPad or I get on my own computer and I log into hers and I fix it in 5 minutes. And now we like each other again.
That's perfect.
So go to My PC today, try it out, special 30-day free trial just for our viewers. Go to mypc.com and click on the try it free button, enter the promo code APP, then download the free app to your iPad or iPhone. It's that easy. So yes, the Wikipad and the games that are actually on the Wikipad.
Yes, tell me about the games.
Okay, so the first game I tried out was Shadowgun THD. So,
oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so Shadowgun is that third-person shooter. It's very Gearsy.
It's totally Gearsy.
It's super Gearsy, let's just say it. This is a special version that is made specifically for the Tegra platform, so third-person shooter. Ooh. So it was already a good-looking game, but now it's got like console-quality water physics, it's got ragdoll physics, particle effects, enhanced shaders, dynamic textures.
Nice. So it's gonna look better than my iPad?
It looks really good.
Really?
It looks really,
that's
really good, yeah. And you know what's interesting is, and this is something that I'm gonna bring up again and again as we talk about the games that I tried.
Yeah.
What's funny is when you play it with a controller, you can kind of see how they have to simplify gameplay for a touchscreen.
Oh, that's gonna be kind of hard for the game developers.
Exactly, because now you're designing a game that has to be challenging enough for somebody who's playing with a controller, but is not too hard for somebody who has that limited touch interface.
And at the same time, not too easy for that controller person either.
Exactly.
Because if it's too easy, nobody's gonna want to play it.
Exactly, and that's kind of like a hurdle that I think they're gonna see with a lot of games, unless, of course, the game is like a port of an old console game already. Something like the Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yeah. So Grand Theft Auto 3, it's the 10-year anniversary edition, which is super exciting, and everybody loves GTA. I mean, how can you not?
Yeah.
Welcome to Liberty City, where it all began, one of the Rockstar Games' most influential games of all time. And it really, really is. It has awesome voice acting. I mean, you have to agree.
It's so good.
Yes.
Everything about
so
GTA
funny.
is good. And you know, when they released the mobile edition on the iPad and the iPhone and on Android earlier this year, I was kind of blown away by how well it stood up still, and also how good it was on mobile.
Yes.
But it's so much better now that I have a controller on this thing. It genuinely
Anything's better
feels
when you
like
have the controller.
Yeah, so this is the flip side of that, right? This is a console game that was put onto mobile, and I feel like this is the sort of thing that this was designed for, because these games don't make the transition. Like, I thought it was cool that I had Grand Theft Auto 3 on my phone, but it was such a pain.
When you get back to that controller, you just the feeling of the gameplay. I mean, you always have to have a controller. Touchscreen is nothing like it.
For sure, for sure. Well, the third one that I played was Max Payne Mobile, same deal.
Ooh.
First Max Payne.
Did this one look any better?
It still looks like Max Payne. Like, that's the thing. Like, you can throw as many Tegras as you want at it. Okay, you can fast forward to the Tegra 17. The problem is Max Payne is made of 17 polygons and an angry, scowly face texture that never moves.
Reminds me of the days of Nintendo 64.
Yeah, exactly. But it plays. But once again, plays really well.
Yeah.
This was not a game that was designed for mobile. This is a game that was designed for a mouse and keyboard.
Right.
So having the dual analogs automatically makes it better. Final one I played was a game called Cordy, which you may have played on mobile before. It's kind of like a generic-y platformer, but it looks really good.
Oh, I haven't played this one before.
Yeah, it's not a great game. It's an okay game, but this is one of those things where it just showed off, where something as simple as a jumping around, collecting coins platformer.
Those are always fun.
They're always fun unless you're playing them on a phone and you're using a virtual D-pad and your thumb slips around.
You can't see what the half you're doing on the screen.
Exactly.
Yep.
So this was cool, but this is another one of those ones where it's like, wow, all of a sudden this game is still not great, but it's way too easy. Way too easy.
I agree. So can you tell me about the responsiveness of those controllers?
Sure.
For the games?
I mean, yeah, everything responds really well. I mean, it's
good.
just like you're using, there's no input lag that I can tell.
Nice.
It's really great. Here's the thing, and you can tell me if I'm crazy on this. I don't know who this is for.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that.
What problem is this solving, and for who?
Yeah.
Like, it's a great tablet, right? It's a great tablet. It's a great controller.
It is, but the Android market is so saturated as it is. The only really cool thing about this is that Tegra 3 processor, the nice graphics, and that controller.
So here's my thing. You're traveling around. You're in an airport.
I wonder if
Are you bringing the controller?
Yeah.
Like, are you taking that with you to the airport? Are you bringing it with you on the bus?
will know what's going on if I bring that.
It's kind of nuts, right? And then, so then I was thinking like, well, what's the use case for me, right? Well, maybe I'm sitting in my living room and I'm playing it in front of my TV and I can use, I can throw it to my Google TV.
But then you have your Google TV.
My PlayStation 3 is
much
sitting right
larger
next
screen.
to it.
Yeah.
Right? And my Xbox is sitting right next to it.
So it's kind of pointless.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's pointless. I'm just going to say that I'm not potentially, I may not be the audience that they're going for on this one, and I think they're going to have kind of an issue convincing people that this is a problem that they need solved.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like they're going for the middle of the ground between the hardcore gamers and the iPhone market.
And do those people want a gaming-specific tablet?
Exactly. I guess we'll see.
So I don't know, what do you guys think? Is this cool? Is a gaming-specific tablet with a detachable controller something that interests you? And what would you use it for? I would love to hear down below in the comments. And of course, you can catch us on all of your various flavors of social networks. We're on Twitter at AppJudgment, Facebook.com/AppJudgment. And be sure that you are subscribed to YouTube.com/AppJudgment. Thanks for coming on today, Shannon.
Thank you. It was a pleasure working with you.
Oh my stars. So polite.
Feel good?
Feel good.
That's feel good dance right there.
I wouldn't do that again on camera. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life.